lyrics. Let's see like the degree of creativity.
Dude, that's not.
Huh? No, because I mean, look, there's different degrees of lyricism within the rap genre, for example.
Yeah.
So you have these like mumble rappers where it's totally incoherent.
I wouldn't say it's
They're
mumble
not
rap
even
for
rhyming, really. It's just like vague noises that they're making.
That's more like ski mask, or like I wouldn't say like I definitely would not classify him as like mumble rap.
Is he a SoundCloud?
I mean, everyone starts out as that, don't they?
Did he have face tattoos?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say like I would say like I understand what you mean by that, like mumble rap, but he was definitely more invested than that. Like he was more creative than that.
I would like to bring up were we saying that like musicians can't be nerdy? Or like we're saying they don't qualify as nerdy?
Really nerdy.
Because like my boyfriend, like
that.
he does like rap, he does like music production, like he is so focused on like making his little noises on his computer. Like he loves that. Like he gets into that like a video gamer gets into his games. Like he's so obsessed. Like I think he's a cute little music nerd boy making his music all day.
Okay.
I also think that like a lot of like musicians play like Yu-Gi-Oh, all that lame shit, right?
So true.
So like, I mean, you can't really just say where's the nerds out there and they're hidden.
Yeah, but I
in plain
mean,
sight.
so do jocks. I mean, jocks are playing Legend of Zelda. What do you mean? Like that's not a quality anymore of what a nerd is or isn't.
Well,
We're talking about a
You're
profession
still a
which would be
fucking nerd.
associated with dorks, right? That would be,
I think that like
you know, something
producing
in regards
could
to
be.
tech,
I feel like
technology. You know, something revolving around computers, something revolving around board game design. So you know, shit like that.
I mean,
Well,
if it's a
going back on
card
topic.
game, they're going out and playing cards. Like,
yeah,
And
my-
they're doing it in a strategy type of way or whatever. Like, and
Well,
try it. Like, I don't.
Go
get
ahead.
it. Go ahead.
my kid's dad works in IT, and I have two daughters. They're 18 and almost 17. And then he also does LARPing, so you cannot get more nerdy than that.
The LARPing's cute.
And it's like
Anyways.
we're
Dungeons and
solely
Dragons,
talking
like-
about like physicists and engineers and mathematicians. Before I met my boyfriend and I was dating online, I didn't really meet anybody who was majoring in physics or mathematics. I like met one guy, but it just didn't work out because we didn't have same interests and we
Just didn't click.
didn't click.
Isn't the definition of a nerd also like really invested in a specific thing? Right? Like it's not necessarily like,
You could be a little
I love
podcast
math,
nerd.
you know, like
Yeah,
I'm
but
a nerd in
it's
certain
at the
things.
expense. It's at the expense of. So it's like, okay, you can be, I guess, a football star who becomes a software engineer, but that wouldn't make you a nerd because there's no kind of deviation. Meaning, the nerd is socially awkward, right? Maybe they don't have great social skills, this kind of thing. They are heavily invested generally in kind of these alternative things, maybe whatever's cutting edge or something they can use their brain to go after, but it's at the expense of something else. And what's interesting about your answers is you're not kind of giving us the insight into the profession where we'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense that a nerd would be doing that. A socially awkward, kind of, maybe lanky. That's what a nerd is.
All right, final word on
Well-
that. Oh, do you have?
I do
really
have it.
like to move this
Oh,
on.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say my daughters have often schooled me on the differences between geeks, dorks, and nerds. And so, I mean, I think some of what Andrew's talking about is what I would call a dork.
Okay.
Then what's a nerd?
The nerds are the academics, but the dorks are the socially
And aren't
awkward.
they usually
and the
socially awkward,
geeks,
academics?
No, that's the dorks. And then the geeks are the gamers.
Yeah, sure, but I mean,
I think they all
aren't the
kind of
academics, the nerds, socially awkward?
Not necessarily,
they
no.
put everything. Well, okay. Well, who's the Omega Chad nerd that you can think of?
Well, I mean, I knew them in college. I knew a lot of guys like that were nerds that were also still chads.
Yeah, hiding in plain
Yeah.
sight, like
All
you
right,
said.
I got to move this on. So we never even finished going around the table on the better looking in 10 years thing. You made a comment about hair and it being it seemed to me that your leaning was that men who are attracted to women with little or no body hair, that's some sort of pathology, or men who prefer women who, for example, shave down there, that is maybe weird. Is that your,
yeah,
is that
I
your
did
position?
bring that up. I'm saying that societally, like, that's been what it, that's obviously what it is. Like,
Right. So what's the implication on the individual level in terms of your judgment of men who have this preference?
I wouldn't say I would give like a strict, like straight up, like that's my judgment. I'm just saying in society,
Well, you
like
said
that's
it was
what we that's what they value.
You said
Yeah.
it was like they want infants. Is that
Infantilizing.
they
women.
want infants? Is that kind of what you're
Like
getting
younger
at? That they're attracted
That's
to
the
children,
definition.
that they're PDF.
That's the definition of it.
Yeah, but is that essentially what your suggestion is? That men who are attracted to women with little or no body hair, or who shave their hair, it's really just these are terrible men who are PDF.
No, I'm
files.
not saying that. I'm not saying that straight up. I'm saying
so-
that it could be subconscious because it is through society. Like it's a system.
Subconsciously what? That they're
Like it
attracted
could be
to.
a subconscious thing. Like just because you don't like hair doesn't mean
Oh,
it
hey,
doesn't necessarily correlate.
So subconsciously, this is what he's trying to get at. I'm trying to figure this out too. Are you saying that the correlate of hairless they're associating with child?
You mean like
I would say kind of, yeah, that
What-
you're
Yeah,
I don't
I
understand
know,
the question
but
really.
you're
let's let
associating,
her
the
say.
hairlessness.
I don't understand the question really. You mean like
Like that you're
in-
associating like women with like who are shaved give like a child like
I'm saying society.
yeah,
standards.
but like yeah.
Okay, so do you think that men are attracted to women who are hairless because they're infantilizing and giving them a childlike persona?
I'm saying it's pushed on by society to like younger women. I'm saying that it's something that's been instilled kind of by society.
Because younger women can have children, right?
I mean, that could be part of some of.
Yeah, but I
The-
think
Well, I
that
mean, don't
she's
you think
addressing,
that?
but,
Okay,
like,
so let me
something
ask you a
further.
question. Do you believe that evolution is a fact?
Is a factor in it?
Is evolution a fact?
Yeah, for sure.
Then what is the primary edict?
Of like valuing youth.
No, what is the primary edict of evolution? It's to replicate, right?
Evolve.
yeah, but I think it's more
It's to
complex.
hang on, no. It's to replicate. You can't evolve if you don't reproduce, can you?
Okay, there's two things can be true at once. That's
Yeah,
need both.
that's true. But with absent reproduction, there is no evolution. So, the primary edict of evolution is reproduction, right?
okay.
Yeah. So, if that is true, which tier of women are going to be able to reproduce the best? Women in their 20s, women in their 30s, or women in their 40s?
Obviously, it's going to be women in their 20s. That's when
Right.
you're most
So then
fertile.
evolutionarily, why wouldn't males be more attracted to the women who are going to reproduce the most?
But I'm saying I don't think it's evolutionarily.
You,
though.
you still won't answer the. I don't mind if you qualify and then tell me where I'm wrong or right or this or that, but I would appreciate if you would actually answer the question I ask, and I'll do you the same service. So my question is, if the women in their 20s produce the most children, wouldn't it follow logically that men would be attracted to women in their 20s as they're the ones who reproduce the most?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
But
So
I'm
then
not
I don't
saying
understand how
that's
this is
like
associated with infantilization or PDF or any. I don't
Because I
understand
think
the
what
association.
she's saying is like we've moved on from just viewing people as like reproduction objects, and so there's like more that goes into it.
What do you mean we've moved on
Like,
from
what are-
it?
Like
what?
what are we even talking about? Like she's bringing like
I'm sorry. How do you figure that we've moved on from reproduction?
no, that's not what I said or meant, even if that's how it came across. I'm talking
Okay,
about
well,
like
I'm listening.
when we're talking about like evolution and the primary goal is to like keep creating and blah blah blah. So like you're talking about that, yes, like that would make men like more attracted to younger women who are more fertile. I get that, but she's trying to bring a different like context to that. Like, she's not just saying like this is like an evolutionary factor. Like, she's
I
trying
agree.
to bring a different
And
depth
I'll
to
even
it.
steel man it to make sure that you guys know that I understand what she's saying. She's saying that socially and societally, it is pushed upon men